come for a demonstration that would shake the galaxy to its core. In the grand arena, under the cold stare of thousands of alien eyes, the gladiator pit was prepared for a new form of spectacle. Yet this time, something different was about to unfold. Lena Rain, a young 10-year-old human child, stood within a force-field cage. Her wide eyes took in the vast expanse of the arena, the sprawling cityscape that encircled it, and the row upon row of alien spectators in the stands. This was no mere contest of strength. This was an exhibition to prove humanity's weakness. Lena had been taken from a colony world 2 years ago. Her life turned upside down as she was forced to perform for the most powerful warlords in the galaxy. The child of the human race was to serve as a reminder that even the most advanced species had their limits. Commander T, a sleek, insectoid creature with 6 limbs and glowing eyes, leaned forward, his voice cold and calculating. "Behold, the last hope of the humans," he hissed, "brought to us in a cage, for our amusement. Let us see if she has learned anything of value." The crowd, a sea of monstrous alien species, let out a low murmur, their anticipations growing. From the other end of the arena, a large metal door opened with a grinding noise. The creature emerged into the arena, and the crowd immediately fell silent. A genetically engineered monstrosity, its scales glistening black and red like molten lava, standing at nearly 4 meters tall. It was a hybrid of beast and machine designed for one purpose: destruction. Its name was the Zendar Empire's ultimate weapon, a creature that had killed more than 30 sentient beings in the arena, each one more vicious than the last. The crowd's anticipation was palpable. It had never been defeated. Lena stood still, her body trembling, but not from fear. Her mind was elsewhere focused. She was not here to fight. She was here to make them see the truth about humanity. Grevax locked its eyes onto her, its massive jaws opening wide, ready to charge. The crowd began chanting its name: Grevax, Grevax, Grevax. The Zendar commander bared his mandibles in anticipation. "Let the show begin," he sneered. As Grevax charged, something strange happened. Lena didn't flinch, nor did she run. She raised a small hand, her fingers curling as though she was reaching for something beyond the steel cage that held her captive. The beast froze. The crowd went silent. A moment of confusion swept over the arena, and then the air shifted. Grevax's eyes, once filled with bloodlust, began to change. For the first time, there was hesitation in its gaze. Lena's voice, soft and melodic, reached across the arena. "I know you're hurt," she said, her words barely audible above the murmur of the crowd. "I know they made you this way, but you don't have to be what they made you." The creature's massive head tilted slightly, confusion mixing with pain. It stepped back, its growls softening to uncertain rumbles. Lena stepped forward, her movements slow, deliberate. "It's okay," she whispered, her voice somehow filling the entire arena despite the low tone. "You can be free, too." Lena's words were more than just empathy. They were a manifestation of humanity's deepest and most mysterious gift in empathic resonance, a frequency buried deep within their DNA. It was a power that few humans could tap into, one that allowed them to communicate beyond words, beyond thought, into the very essence of another being. The Zendar Empire's scientists had dismissed the resonance as myth, a superstition of old civilizations, yet here it was, undeniable and powerful. Lena, though only a child, had awakened it, and the creature known for its deadly rage was beginning to soften under its influence. Grevax's growls ceased altogether. For the first time, it lay down, its large form trembling as if it was remembering something long forgotten, peace perhaps, or the feeling of safety. Lena's hand reached forward. Trembling slightly, she placed it on the massive scaled snout of the creature. The golden light that emanated from her fingers spread, enveloping Grevax in a warm, healing glow. The creature's fierce eyes closed, and its body relaxed. The genetic chains that had bound it to a life of pain and violence were beginning to shatter. The crowd watched in stunned silence as the golden light continued to spread from Lena's fingertips. They had never seen anything like this before. Zendar, the leader of the Zendar Empire, stood up from his throne, his mandibles trembling with disbelief. "How is this possible?" he muttered. "No creature, no human, has this power. What trickery is this?" But there was no trickery. The resonance was no illusion. It was humanity's hidden strength, one that even the most advanced species could not understand. Lena turned to the crowd, her small voice amplified through the arena's systems. "You didn't listen to him," she said, pointing to Grevax. "You never asked what he wanted. You turned him into a weapon. But he is not just a weapon. He is a being, and we all deserve compassion." The crowd fell deathly silent. The alien warriors, the dignitaries, the leaders of the galaxy all were transfixed by the power emanating from this small, unassuming human child. A voice rang out from the Zendar high seats: "Seize them." The order came from Zendar, his fury rising. "Guardians, take the child and the beast. End this absurdity, now." But the Guardians remained still, their weapons drawn, but their feet unmoving. The power of Lena's resonance was more than they could resist. Grevax rose to its feet, its eyes glowing with an unnatural fire. It released a mighty roar that sent a wave of shock through the arena. For the first time, it was not a sound of rage, but of liberation. Zendar's command fell on deaf ears. The galactic warlords, once united in their disdain for humanity, watched as the Zendar Empire's greatest weapon was freed by the unlikeliest of forces - compassion. As the arena descended into chaos, Lena and Greyvax made their escape. The child's resonance pulsed through the galaxy like a beacon, a signal that humanity's hidden strength had been revealed. It was no longer a secret, and it was more powerful than any weapon. The news of Lena's act spread like wildfire. The footage was broadcast to every corner of the galaxy, and the human child became a symbol of something far greater than anyone had anticipated. A revolution was underway, not one of force or war, but one of understanding, of compassion that could heal even the most broken creatures. The galaxy would never be the same, and humanity, once dismissed as weak, would soon rise to its rightful place not through strength of arms, but through the power of their hearts. This expanded story mirrors the themes of compassion and unexpected power from your competitor's story, developing it into a new universe with a different cast, conflict, and resolution.